that shit.
So I only heard a small fraction of this. I really like what I'm hearing. I think instrumentally it's wonderful. The texture is great. It's a smiley ball. Would love to hear more. Stayed Gone. The Color Purple says, stole my mom's credit card. Stayed Gone is about the rivalry between a TV guy and a deer or some shit. I've fallen into being a Hazbin Hotel fan. Someone help me. I'm finding the red pimp coat guy attractive.
That fucker is back!
Yeah, I thought he was gone for good too.
It's been 7 years!
You still pissed he almost beat you that time?
Fuck you!
Just saying.
Things have changed a lot since he left town.
That's for sure.
I gotta send a message of who's really in charge of things now. Welcome home. I'm gonna make you wish that you'd stayed gone.
Habbo Hotel.
Say hello to a new status quo. Everyone knows that there's a brand new dawn. Turn the TV off.
What? It's a bait and switch. I'm pretty sure it is, but I don't recognize this.
That fuck.
Okay. Okay, Hotline Miami. Game looks fun, but also way too graphic. Like and subscribe. Review the gameplay. It is a bait and switch. Okay, but can we just talk about really quickly just how bad that Hazbin Hotel clip was? Like, can we just stop for a second and just soak in how bad that was? I mean, what? Theater Core gone terminal? Yeah. Wow, color purple. Trash Bin Hotel. Yes, this is an unlisted video with 14 views. You don't like The Boys? I love that show, dude. Like, let me put it like this. Anyways. Check, dude. This is a new song. Is The Boys consistent? Yes, I would say every season of The Boys is at least a 7 or higher for me. They're all probably 8 out of 10s, actually. I'm sorry,
Harder, Daddy.
I should not show what's happening on screen. What the
Harder, Daddy.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Harder. Harder, Daddy. Harder, Daddy.
No, no, dear sweet Jesus. What the fuck? What the fuck? What is happening with this cue, dude? What is this? Wow. One of the worst requests I think I've ever received in my entire life.
Sorry, but I gotta take your line.
Thank you, Color Purple, for more Hazbin Hotel beauty. Oh my god. That character, all I know is that he's used for sex jokes, which is insensitive with the fact that the main trait is sexual trauma. Joking about trauma is okay, but it's just unfunny. I can't comment on this because again I haven't watched the show enough, but like it's all just such a mess. I maybe one day I'll make a video on Hazbin Hotel, you know? That would be great.
You probably noticed, well, definitely noticed that there were two parts spliced out in the middle there. A person named Damien in the chat brought up Hazbin Hotel's writing, and from there, Brad talked about The Boys, the TV show, and tried to compare The Boys and Hazbin Hotel. There's no fucking comparison you can make between those in my eyes. I'm not going to cut it out because that's an asshole thing to do. So, I'll play it out now, and right after this will be my director's commentary. Am I even a director?
Hazbin Hotels relies too much on crudeness to be actually funny. I'm gonna put it like this. Hazbin Hotel is what, you know, people who complain about the writing on The Boys, I feel like they look at The Boys in the same way they should be looking at Hazbin Hotel. Whereas The Boys is, you know, very straightforward with politics, sometimes just making fourth wall commentary out of nowhere. But, you know, essentially having a story that's worth paying attention to and its own world and characters that are actually valuable. I feel like with Hazbin Hotel, the real world reflections make absolutely no sense, and there is no world that works. And it is just the agonizing commentary with also a plot that makes no sense. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, let me put it like this. The Boys, I feel like when you're watching The Boys, any new character, I just assume they're gonna die and it's gonna be really gruesome. And the show kind of just knows that the audience thinks this way, and they're just like, yeah, that's what we're doing. Look at this. And then they do it, and I'm like, whoa, that was cool. That guy just died, and it was really gruesome. That was cool. and then it's like it moves on to something else. It's a very predictable show in that way, but then it'll do some stuff that's like political or whatever that I think is like fascinating, or I'll try to think like, oh, why would the character not know this, and I don't know. I think people just like are mad at the writing because of like commentary or whatnot, but I actually think the people who are working on the plot of that show know what the fuck they're doing. I am glued in when I'm watching it. It's great. It's great television. So I've heard the source material is worse than the show. Yeah. No season of The Boys and my brother. With my brother, it's the only show I know that does offensive humor right. Yeah, and everyone is complaining about the new season. I've watched all 6 episodes and I've enjoyed all 6. There hasn't been an episode yet that I think is bad. So yeah. There banned songs list, or can we request meme songs? Believe it or not, there is no banned songs list. As crazy as that seems. There have been only a couple times where I've had to skip a song, and usually it's because like they're so unacceptable and offensive or just like cringe that nobody is able to handle that.
Yeah, I like that shit.
Yes. Yes, it was made just for this stream. This, I'll say, has been the longest thing to make because of procrastination, and also the one with a lot of effort put into it. Before I get into that, though, I would like to note that every single time I donated Hazbin Hotel, you guys fucking hated it and want it refunded. I mean, it's a pretty reasonable reaction. And if for some reason Brad is watching this, or if you're watching it and are really determined for him to see it, please tell him to make a video on Hazbin Hotel. I am the fucking catalyst for everything that's happened. But enough daydreaming. Stayed Gone is pretty popular in the Hazbin Hotel fandom, so I wanted something real big this time. The problem is, Brad definitely remembered my name at that point from the previous times he learned to not forget, and he was expecting some bullshit to pop up. But I still wanted to keep up the unexpected factor. So I decided a whole ass music video. Fuck a splice to another song, fuck a whole troll, a music video. Stayed Gone, for what it was in the fandom, is a pretty big song, again. And I did not want to fall flat and disappoint with what I want to deliver. So there were a couple failed ideas. The original plan was to make the music video in Postal 2, because the footage I used in the Light Club troll was kind of a small teaser to that. Well, I wanted it to be, but it didn't end up so well. This video right here was the very first attempt of it. In my eyes, this was pretty lackluster to make. Plus, it's 8 minutes long, and for a Brad stream, that costs a pretty fucking penny. And just to note, that video uses Seek Irony's Head Above the Water, which the Postal 2 Paradise Lost menu music does. Well, an instrumental of it. But that video has scuffed in the title for a reason. So I decided to scrap the video, and then I moved on to making another one with either Suffer Well by Depeche Mode or Send Requests Anymore. But in the end of that, I picked the latter. It would be recorded in Postal 2 again, but with different scenes. You can see in the description of this video that attempt of it, it's unfinished. By the time you see Vox's eye at the end, you can just fucking click off it. But just like, oh no, a quarter of the way, I just gave up. I just got lazy. There's also the fact that it's pretty fucking edgy too. It's just killing people. Like, it's not much of substance. It's just rock music over fucking just me massacring a fucking bank. But then I thought, what about killing in a different context? And that's where Hotline Miami 2 came in. And with its level editor, I got to work. Now again, there was one failed attempt at making a level, but I'll talk about that later. Right now, we'll just focus on the fever dream that was shown on the stream. Now, what's being shown on screen now is actually dialogue that I skipped for the video to save time. Pause and read these lines if you want. The whole idea of this was to be like an 80s style TV cop action show. Hence the quote-unquote badass, hammy dialogue you're gonna see. I originally intended for me to voice act all these lines, which is why all this dialogue is in place. But one, that requires effort, and I'm shit at voice acting, and two, I wanted to rush it out the door for Brad because I'm a little bit of an impulse buyer. Plus, along with the money, it's also to save time. In fact, there's a separate ending that I didn't show because it's a phone call, and I wanted to voice act that. But again, those 3 reasons to save time, most importantly. While this footage plays too here, I will say that this is kind of fan service for the people in Brad's chat because some of them were familiar with Hotline Miami, and I'd say this is quite a surprise to them, not expecting this in a fucking Hazbin Hotel video. Coming up right now is some more dialogue I decided to cut out in the video, happening now. This would give a reason why Pardo started to go into the hotel and just started blasting people. And this right here is where the scene cuts out and where he walks to the elevator. Now, I used Carpenter Brut's Looking for Tracy Zoo because Sexualizer and Roller Mobster are pretty fucking overrated and overused. Yeah, kill me for that. That Hotline Miami title card is something, the background footage I stole from a fucking drone footage video, and I used a font generator and Hotline Miami 2 sound effects to, produce it. Now, the video itself is just more of a visualizer just for the music. It's not really the main focus of it. I just had the action of it synced up to the music for, flair. Now, coming up is a line here that I cut out again for time. Just one single line is ass kicking dead ahead. I'll explain that line later, but for the ones who get it, you get it. Now, here is that separate ending to this level, is where the phone rings and you pick it up, and it's a conversation with the chief that I didn't show, with the walkie-talkie. Now, again, I would have voice acted this out, but I'm not doing it. Ah, fuck it. Here's a little taste of what it would have been like. No shit. Just like that? Indeed. You've been working your ass off hard enough for the past few months, showing off a great amount of effort and determination in this line of work. It seemed only right. Well, damn, Chief. This is something to wake up to. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, Pardo. Get ready to come in next week with a bigger mindset. You'll be a hell of a boss to the rookies. That, of course, being a reference to Hell of a Boss, the show. I'm kind of sad I didn't include it. Also, you might want to prepare your ears because... Fuck your ears. I'm so sorry. Anyways, let's backtrack to the moment with the ship's bridge for a minute. I'll explain why I wanted a makeout session, but the inspiration for that was... Let's be honest, I was just wanting to make 2 guys kiss. But I was looking for music. I ended up finding Pornosonic's Spider Pussy. Unintentionally, I did think it led in pretty good. It was a subtle nod to Angel Dust. Look, all I had in mind was just the makeout session and Pardo waking up from it. I really did not know how to end the video, so I used the Soul Steal and fucking used Loser Baby again just for added mindfuck. And then... I added the Seinfeld outro just to give it some sort of fucking closure. To quote someone in chat, an end song rating is crazy. I also love the subtle pushback Brad got fucking hearing, "Oh, harder, daddy." I think those are all the talking points I wanted to make about making the video. But now I want to talk about making the level of it, because that was an actual level I did make for it. Additionally, I will show the level that I mentioned earlier. I like to add 2 more things before I switch over to that. I understand why Brad censored out the violence, but come on, man, you made the audience miss out on the hot guy kissing. And lastly, this is my second soul steal from Brad. I've got my soul stolen twice. I don't know how it happened. Well, I don't know whether to celebrate this or not. And just to cause you guys a little bit more pain.
Wait! Would that make me double dead? Where exactly do I go? To double hell?
I'm so sorry. This here is a whole different avenue of discussion. This is just game design. If you haven't got tired of me rambling for fucking longer than the reaction video itself, I don't know what type of patience you got, but thank you. I would like to thank these 2 mod creators for inspiring me and for using their mods. I don't know if they have a policy for asking before using, but Sorry, I've used them. Now I'll show the layout for the Tracy Zoo maps that I made. This here is the intro map. This is where the cutscene happens. Simple one floor level. 2 floors technically because I had to have 2 floors to place down the elevator at the hall. And that's just me going through the menu to go to the next one. You can definitely tell what parts of the map were meant to be seen. You can see some of the alien plants in Beard's levels in the midst of the palm trees to give it that sort of dreamlike quality, like a subtle hint that this isn't really reality, and to seal home the idea that this is Pardo dreaming. In fact, I should probably talk about the whole plot of this thing. So the main idea is that, this is Pardo's dream, and this is a sort of reflection of his self-perceived heroism and badassery, kind of made to fit in with the in-game and community lore of Pardo being a tough, vain figurehead. I mean, there's some truth to it, because that motherfucker in-game literally just wipes out a whole cargo ship, and he wants that story of the Miami Mutilator to be up in the news so he can get some fame for it. And the plot for the dream is that he's looking for Tracy Zoo, which I represented with Corey. And then he gets almost attacked by the desk clerk, and that provokes him to start assaulting the whole hotel. Which leads me to the first floor of the main level. A little bit of secret here. I apologize for the bad quality. How I obtained those pistols at the start was simply the elevator floor hiding the pistol model underneath it. It's kind of difficult to pinpoint, 80s colors. I just threw paint at the wall to see what stuck. Where I'm placing walls right now is where a room used to be, but I took it out to make the level flow better and to time correctly. And that one thing I circled there used to be over there, but again, I did it for flow reasons. And here's the second floor with the women in the bedroom. Now there's a little bit of Notepad++ magic here, where I'm pointing with the acid bath model is actually NPC you cannot get in the editor itself. To put very bluntly, that's one of the strippers the son has in his couch after that one mission. Seizure. It's the bitch playing with her titties. Next up is the mid-level cutscene. It's pretty simple what's done here. The balcony from the previous level is up at the top, and the ship is down on the other side, to which when the dialogue camera moves, gives that illusion of distance. The next floor, too, is also simple. I just had to fill in the space with decoration, of course. Now, small note, how Pardo gets down to the fucking ground floor is by jumping off, the 12th story balcony and not breaking his legs. I tried to simulate the height with the dark tiles up on the top right, where the balcony was. This next floor is what I'm proud of. I carefully curated this to, fit with the music. Everything is fit with the music, honestly, but this is my favorite part. The part with the window, specifically, and the Uzi spray. Now, this white thing you see at the top above the walls, that's another thing with the editor. That is a wave background effect. You cannot get that normally, again, with the editor itself. The editor is pretty jank, honestly. Just a small thing I want to note. Getting that thrown knife kill before exiting the floor was a bitch to get. I had to try a couple times to get it. You can definitely tell with the ship, this is a Dead Ahead reference. And for those who don't know, Dead Ahead is a level in the game where Pardo fucking wipes out a whole cargo ship, which was what I was referencing with the ass-kicking Dead Ahead line. You can see at the top left there's a little stash of guns there. And here we have the last floor, a somewhat mini boss fight with a thug and a dodger. And you can see to the right at the bridge, you can see the other bald guy and Corey. Or I named her Tracy Zoo in this particular case. And that is pretty much the whole level, in case you're wondering how it was laid out. I almost forgot the outro level when editing this. So here it is. Just had to zoom in on it a little bit more. So this is a one-to-one creation of Pardo's room in the main game. And the reason you see Pardo laying down on the ground there is actually another Notepad++ thing, where I changed the specific character type. And what you just saw there was the second floor. Not much interesting there. That's where the cutscene happened. And you can see that TV still in the box. And for the people playing the level, I just wanted a small detail that Pardo hasn't had a good TV in a while. For me, right there, I'm just placing down doormats because I forgot that small detail when I'm creating this. Darn it. And I did say for the people playing this, because I am planning to release this after I release this video. So there's that. And I placed down the final doormat, and we are done here. And that is pretty much it. I'm pretty bad at ending videos, honestly. Oh yeah, right. I almost forgot. I mentioned a level that I scrapped for this. I could show that right now, actually. So, first I'd like to thank this mod creator for turning the sprites for Pardo into Sun. And I think it's a really necessary thing for the level I made, because it's called... There were two other versions I made from scratch, all with the same premise. The idea was that the sun took a lot of drugs, like in Apocalypse. In fact, it would probably be like a different branch of how Apocalypse happened, and they would have the boss fights of the animal fans in between the floors. I'm not going to show that here. I'll post it in the comments as an unlisted video if anyone's even interested, but definitely not here. Especially with this video being 27 minutes and 32 seconds long. I need to stop spending money.